Well, it's that time of the week again for Freddy's Power Rankings. We're in the big studio and are ready to go after 21 rounds of the competition. Hello, Bradley.
James.
Lots to discuss today.
Let's go.
Bit of moving and shaking, as you do like to do. Let's have a look at your team Power Rankings as we have a look how it stands in number 10 spots in there. And deservedly so, on the back of a win over the Broncos, the
Bulldogs.
Very
spirited.
You're very happy about the way they're going. What about your team in ninth? They've slipped from 8th, the West Tigers.
Ooh. Coach is off the bus.
Yeah, lots to discuss there. The Broncos sitting in 8th spot. They've dropped from 5th after Canterbury got the better of them. And then up ahead, the big jump from 9th to 7th, the Warriors with an upset win over the Dragons. And you liked what you saw?
They were brilliant down there. The Dragons not at their best, but the impressive part was I thought their defence at the end. They scored a couple of tries when the Dragons were down a player. So they most probably got to improve on their attack. But it was their defence that was super impressive. I know they've got the Knights coming over there this week. You never think the Warriors are just going to go over and do it easy, but you feel like they've got a lot more to play for than the Knights. So I think they're going along just okay. Sean Johnson came out and spoke about how they're humming and things are going all right for them and everyone's riding them off. So they're in the position they want to be.
All right. The team they got the better of, the St George Illawarra Dragons. They've slipped, Brad, in your rankings. They're sitting at 6th at the moment, so staying steady, but still outside the 4, which is where they want to be at the business end of the year. But the team impressing you off the back of an unbelievable 40 points to 31 win.
Yes.
The Penrith Panthers, despite not having a head coach at the moment.
Well, I think it was the Dragons really dropping more so than the Panthers going forward. There were glimpses of brilliance. And they ended up scoring 40 points. Peachy scored a double and he was fantastic once again at fullback. Dean Farre playing his part. Wanga Blake also playing his part in the centre. So they've got plenty of attack. It's their defence or their lack of concentration. They're just allowing teams back into the game and they're going to get caught out sooner or later, whether it's against the Titans this week. They've got a new coach obviously coming through, Cameron Ciraudo. I don't know if the team you see in the big league is going to be the team that's going to take the field. He'll have his own ideas what the 17 should look like. So the players may have a gauge on that, or I'm sure they would by now because he would have told them and they'd be training that way. But yeah, I can't wait to watch them run out and see the reaction and how they start because they need to be better. All
right, so it's the Panthers in number 5. The team in number 4 hasn't moved either. Despite that nail-biting loss to Manly at Shark Park. Cronulla staying in 4th. The Melbourne Storm sitting above them in 3rd. They've dropped from 2nd after the defeat at the hands of the South Sydney Rabbitohs on Friday in Sydney. But number 2, it is that team, up from 3 into 2, and deservedly so. South Sydney, they are top of the ladder at number 2 in your rankings, Brad.
Yeah, we'll see this week. What a beautiful ball by Cody Walker. They're just hung it in the air, just long enough and just had a beautiful arc. Just hit the winger on the stomach. Yeah, across the park, especially his left-hand side, they're lethal. They're up against the best defence in the game with the Roosters. They've got the best attack, if you don't count Canberra, who I think they've got them by 2 points. But it'll be interesting. This week's going to tell where both teams are at. Souths go in without Inglis. The Roosters go in without Keary, so both a little bit short and, it gives them a little bit of an excuse, whoever loses, but they're going great at the moment. They were awesome the other day. That was the game of the year, the level of intensity, and they've just got that middle going humming well. And, with the Burgess brothers and Cook on the back of that, he was incredible. So I'm sure the Roosters have got a plan. They've got the best defence in the game, so let's see if they can stop the best attack.
They're fun to watch, the Rabbitohs, and the team, as Brad mentioned, they're taking on this Friday on 9. The Roosters, they stay in top spot. Could that better the Storm game as the best game of the season, that one, between the old foes?
Well, that's right. There's a level of... it's more than 2 points, and I'll explain that on Friday night when they play, but there's something between these two teams, and I don't know if I've ever seen them at this level of their game each, going into the finals. I know they've played in some big games before, but this one's the most interesting that I can remember. And they're both, got cracking teams across the park. No excuses, really. So this will be one to remember.
Friday cannot come quick enough. Let's have a look at Freddy's player power rankings off the back of those team performances. The fan favourite at the foot of the mountains, Viliame Kikau, sitting in 10th spot. In 9th, he's jumped into the 10 as well for the first time. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck.
I think he's been there before earlier.
He was early in the season, wasn't he?
He was early.
Looking good.
He went back. He was a bit lost for a while, Roger.
First time in a while he's been in their RTS. The man above him, though, one of the toilers, the man that leads by example at the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs, Josh Jackson, sitting in 8th.
Well, the things he did on the weekend you don't associate with Josh Jackson. The first one's a try, gets a nice little ball off Michael Leisha, scored the try early. Late on this beautiful pass, hits
Cracker.
Kerrod Holland down the blind. He ends up kicking inside and they scored a try off that. And then he comes up with a nice little grubber. He grub a couple of weeks ago, which led to a try. So he's showing us the kit bag. He's packing his whole bag, not just with his mouth guard and his boots, but his whole game. And it's an absolute pleasure to watch. What a great character for the Dogs and for Rugby League.
Yeah, they love him there at Canterbury Bankstown. Let's continue up those rankings. They're loving the form at the Eels of this man, Jared Hayne. Is that the first time in the
plane? Yeah, it's the
10?
first time the plane's been in there for sure.
And the plane is soaring. Look at him on the wing this weekend. They've been chopping and changing, but he's been playing well wherever he's been. Kalen Ponga drops from 5 to 6. That man definitely in contention for Dally M Player of the Year this year in his first year at the Knights. The man ahead of him has jumped from 9th to 5th. Nathan Cleary after the Panthers getting out of jail against the Raiders. Sitting in 4th. He's jumped in for the first time in a long time. Valentine Holmes, the Queenslander. No matter where they put him, what is his best position?
Well, fullback.
For the Sharks.
Without a doubt, I think he's sort of proven it now. He's come up with some brilliant games and he's bringing the ball back strong. He's combining well with his outside men when he's coming off sort of some passing from his halves and then through the middle. That's where he's dangerous. He's so strong. Have a look at the size of the bloke. Bang, fends off Dylan Walker, goes under the post. But yeah, he's been their best for a while, Valentine Holmes. Come back from start of origin. Better, faster, stronger. They'll need him down in Melbourne.
They certainly will. Cronulla Sharks, what a game that'll be. Live on 9-2, the Storm and the Sharks. This coming Sunday, let's continue up those rankings. Big bud, Sammy Burgess from 6 to 3. I just love saying his name.
Slaven Sammy.
Slaven Sammy. How good is he? Ahead of him, another player that's been promoted this week, Jimmy Tedesco from 4th to 2nd in the power rankings. They'll be going head-to-head this weekend, along with this guy in number 1 spot. And boy, what a game he had on Friday night. Damien Cook, Brad Fittler.
Well, Damien Cook not only took the number 1 spot, he actually forced out Cameron Smith, I think, being on the board the whole time. His game was that good. Obviously they had a plan for him to run as much as possible, and he just did it to perfection. The try is just a standout play of the year, really. Not only he gets out, he can set up his outside players. Crichton runs off him very well. A couple of times, Crichton just powers into that hole just on the fringe of the ruck of the defence. Finds Sammy, run over the top of Billy Slater, and this is the try.
Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5.
What about that?
The ability to be going that fast, stop, then accelerate again. That is the try of the season thus far. Absolutely brilliant he was, Damien Cook.
Little midget legs he's got too. They've got working
He
overtime.
was a beach sprint champion, No wonder, because you sink in the ground. His legs were actually longer before he started to do beach sprint, and then, of course, you run on the sand, you sink, and his legs shrunk, actually.
The science of it all.
Yeah.
Amazing, Brad.
Apparently that's true.
Love your work as always, Bradley. There we go.
Right.
Freddy's power rankings.
Can't wait.
Bring
Friday
it
night, going to be some cracking
It's going to be a goodie. Only 4 rounds to go to the finals. Thank you, Bradley. They are Freddy's power rankings for both the teams and the players with just a month of footy before September.